Today I'm working on a '05 Volkswagen Jetta with a 2.5 liter automatic transmission. Last year I did the transmission fluid change and noticed that, well, before I did that, is one of the things I could do easy enough is it had cooling issues. Transmission was overheating. When it was overheating, of course, it would shift hard and slip. And right now I could drive it 20 miles or so. It drives fine, shifts fine. Once it gets hot, it starts acting up. Now, as you can see, for time purposes, I went ahead and took the top cover off, the wind cover, windshield off the engine, and all there is to it, screws down here that hold the snorkel into the intake, air filters in here, and airflow sensor removed. I just have it sitting down off to the side. Also, once this snorkel is out, I had to remove this intake hose, and I think this is a mass airflow sensor. That might be the temperature sensor coming in here. So looking at the mass airflow sensor right here, I had to take that connector off, loosen the hose clamp, and this cover comes right off. So I'm gonna get this off to the side. Now with that cover off, I had to take off this other hose clamp and two quick disconnects here. You pinch them and they're off, so it's not too bad of a thing to get off. Hose clamp, which is already off for the top cover. Now once those are out of the way, you can get a visual of this, of the transmission cooler lines. Actually, heater cooler. There's antifreeze that goes down into the cooler, and if I can just maybe zoom in, you can see the cooler right there. Now, out of the top of that cooler, it looks like a canister with ribs on it. There are two cooling lines that come out of that contain antifreeze and circulates through that tower that's the cooler to cool transmission fluid down. Now, before it enters into that, it goes through a thermostat. Thermostat is shut off to get the engine good and warm, allow the transmission to warm, so it in cold weather it drives more efficiently. In hotter climates like where I live, it's kind of useless to have that, in my opinion. Now, that's my opinion. I'm sure if they're functioning, it's a good thing to have. It doesn't exactly stay warm here, but I'm going to attempt to bypass this coolant thermostat, actually transmission coolant thermostat, and see if I get a better performance out of the transmission with this missing, because it might be that this is not functioning. Now the thing is, it's kind of hard to find. I had to get online and look around. Came across a Audi group that said check under this heat shield, and I feel something of a bulge there. It's an inline fitting, and once I take that heat shield off, we'll be able to see what that is underneath there. So I'm going to pause for now and get back. There's a T fitting in there. It looks like some kind of a T, but underneath that heat shield there should be an inline transmission cooler thermostat. So be right back with you. And back with you where we left off. The heat shield is kind of funny. It is just snapped on there. Kind of cool. It didn't have to rip anything off. It's not riveted, so it's replaceable easy enough. Once I took the cover off the T fitting, I was able to see where that light is right now. Is the inline cooler filter. See if I can get this positioned correctly. Right here. Move my light there. So you can see where that quick disconnect is. That's your transmission cooler thermostat. I say filter. If I did, I apologize. Anyway, that's your inline thermostat. I'm going to take that off either, and maybe if I have to, give it a good reaming out and replace it without anything in it, or at least get it out to test it. Be curious to see what it does on the test. So I will be back once I get that off. But as far as location goes, I did a lot of searches. Didn't see anybody online that was really specific in trying to find this thing. To save anybody some headache, I thought maybe I would post this video to help anybody out looking for the same thing I was. So I appreciate you watching. Okay, back with you again. Here's the elbow that was attached to that T. It was facing just like this. Now at the bottom of this is what went into the thermostat. A little piece of plastic, a tab broke off, which is fine. It's meant to hold the thermostat. All it is, the guts of this was this part, and it pressed in there, just laid in there inside of the housing like this, and it went down into it. You could see right down there. Maybe I need a light. Careful of that O-ring in there. There's an O-ring, and don't want to have that fall out. And I'm just going to put it together without the thermostat, clamp it back together, take it on the road, do a road test. And then assembly is in reverse of how you took it apart. No brainer. So, and if I do have to add a segment to this, I'll be doing that. If not, this will conclude this video.